Thanks. In an attempt to ramp up COVID-19 testing across Arkansas, the state is partnering with Baptist Health to process more tests per day. With previously having to send those tests out of state, this option will result in quicker turnaround times. 5 News reporter Nick Camper is live and tells us about another big testing event happening tomorrow. Nick?
Yeah, Erica, Governor Hutchinson says he wants more Arkansans to get tested, and UAMS is helping with that tomorrow. They're going to have drive-through testing here at their Fayetteville location. Folks in Fayetteville will have a chance for drive-through testing tomorrow. University of Arkansas Medical School will have people out at their location on the corner of North Street and Woolsey Avenue from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. No fee is required, but there is a maximum number of tests at 200. Their testing is available for anyone over 16 years old. The governor says the participation of hospitals to get Arkansans tested is critical. Baptist Health CEO Troy Wells says with the new testing machine, they will now be able to increase the state's daily processing capabilities by about 20%.
This piece of equipment runs over 1,000 tests a day.
Before, they were sending 400 to 1,000 tests out of state. Wells says the first block of testing each day will be dedicated to the Department of Health. The rest of the testing will be for Baptist Health. He sees this partnership as a need for the state.
It does benefit Baptist Health, but first and foremost, it will benefit the state of Arkansas.
In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Nick Camper, 5 News.